First up is Mexico. When I think of Latin America, Mexico is really the only country that comes to mind. Even though Brazil is the economic power, I hardly ever think about it. Mexico has a rich history with the Mayans, Aztecs, and Spaniards. Most people I know only stayed at a resort. That's not something I would want to do. I would rather see the cities like Mexico City and Monterrey. Spain is one of my top European places to visit. Most people go there to see Madrid and Barcelona, and though I would like to go there too, the place I want to see the most is Andalusia, with its Islamic history, and the main cities are Cordoba and Sevilla. Italy has so many cities to visit: Rome, Milan, Naples, Florence, Venice, Turin, and Genoa. There are just so many places to visit, I'm not even sure I'd be able to do it in one trip. Lastly, for Europe, there is Greece. Athens is the European city I think I would like the most just by looking at its architecture, and ancient Greece has a lot of history. Egypt has its ancient history too, with the pyramids. Cairo was also the Fatimid capital, and I'd like to see that. This is the only African country on the list, and I have some interest in other histories, such as the Abyssinians and the Mali Empire. I'm just not so sure if it's safe to visit those places. I have a big interest in Middle Eastern history, but unfortunately I can't see a lot of the places. Mecca and Medina are only open to Muslims, while Damascus and Baghdad probably aren't safe due to the civil wars. Israel and Palestine have huge religious and historical significance: Jericho, Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and Nazareth. Iran had the Parthians, Achaemenids, Sassanids, and Safavids. The city of Esfahan would be a must. It's half the world, as the Iranians say. Turkey had the Ottoman Empire, and that is one of the historical empires to interest me the most. Istanbul is one of the top cities I want to visit, and there's also previously a Christian city known as Constantinople, so it has huge significance to Christian and Muslim history. China. Now we are talking about history, with the Great Wall and Forbidden City. There are some cool cities too: Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and even Hong Kong would count too under the one country, two systems. Now Korea. I'm not as familiar with Korean history as the other ones on this list, but Seoul is a gigantic city that would probably make an interesting visit. Japan is a very fascinating country with the Shogun history and the Meiji reign. Tokyo is a must-see city, and I also want to see Osaka and the Kansai region. Finally, there's Australia. Melbourne is a city in the world I want to see the most, and this is the next trip I'm planning. Not only that, but Australia also has Sydney.